god.
You got a 10. That's not
Goodness.
terrible. Yeah.
We're not
So,
stealthy in the slightest.
yeah, you guys you're having a hard time. You're making quite a bit of noise as you're moving down the path.
Yeah, Tuzin's got his mind elsewhere.
Yeah, I think we're all distracted.
So, Elizabeth, as you move around the corner, you see one of these fog clouds that Rain is talking about. You hadn't seen one yet up to this point, but as you look 10 feet away from you, there's this kind of roiling black cloud. It looks greasy and thick, and you can't look through it.
Like Severus Snape's hair.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very specific.
Is it like the other black kind of darkness foggy cloud thing that I saw through my familiar?
Yes. Very similar.
Okay. Who wants to be brave and go touch it?
I will. But before we go through, there is one thing I would like to discuss. A somewhat selfish request. As you know, I have come looking for a tiefling. His name is Ren. I would ask if you could not harm him. I will deal with him myself, one way or another. Please, can I ask this of you, all of you?
That seems fair.
It may place you in undue danger, but it is my responsibility, my duty.
If it
Rain.
comes down to one of us like getting hurt or killed, I'm not gonna like not killing.
I
Right.
understand, and that is reasonable. But until such a situation came to happen, could I count on your indulgence? Please,
Yep.
thank you. Hopefully, none of you will have to do anything about him. Hopefully, neither will I. And I'll just step forward into the clouds of black nastiness.
Okay. It feels greasy as you move through it, almost like syrup. It pulls at your skin, but at the same time somehow feeling like it's sliding across your skin. It's like this strange, otherworldly sensation as you move through it, but you do make it to the other side without harm.
Break on through to the other side.
It appears to be quite safe, my friends.
I'm gonna hold on to my familiar as I walk through.
Rain, as you move in,
Yeah.
you feel another blinding slash across like your psyche, and you're just getting flashes of pictures. The first one that you see is you're in this giant underground cavern, and before you stands this monolithic organic structure of some kind. It looks like it's made of like coral and luminescent material. You can see an altar on top of it, and water cultists seem to be preparing some type of ritual. As you look at this giant structure, you see that parts of it are moving. In this vision, it cuts to a closer view. You zoom in, and through the fog of this ethereal sight, you see that these moving parts on this coral structure are actually human bodies. Men, women, and children, young and old, that seem to have this coral growing in them and through them as if they're part of this structure. And the vision ends, and quickly you're into a different place. You see the place that you've been before when you were captured by the fire cult, down below the giant kind of half-made or almost completed structure of this man's face looking up into the ceiling, where it wasn't really complete before. Now it is. There's lava pouring out of its mouth and its eyes. And before it, on the walkway, there's an altar standing, and it seems like the fire cultists are getting ready for a their own ceremony. A woman stands before the altar, and she's working, looking like she's maybe scribing glyphs into the altar. Her hands falter and stop. You're viewing her from the back. She lifts her head and turns. It's your mother, and she turns and looks at you, almost as if through the vision. And she smiles, almost like she's looking directly into your eyes, and then the vision ends. And you're through the fog cloud amidst your compatriots.
It's all starting, guys. All the rituals it's starting now. There was this awful, there was this room full of people that were had coral growing out of them or something like that. And then that statue with the fire, back in the fire cult, I think it's complete.
Oh god.
I don't know how we have time to do all three.
Don't.
There is no time to waste. Let us move. So what exactly is this gray thing in the center of this room?
So, as you move into this room, in the middle of this chamber is a statue depicting an amorphous body and thick tentacles, hunched over as if to feed. A purple crystal the size of a human head represents one alien eye.
Might I suggest that no one touch it? I'm looking at Janrik specifically.
What?
Don't touch it.
Sensible.
Might be worth a lot of money, but don't touch it.
I believe. And at this point, I go here and then I suddenly go back. They are here, down this passage.
Well, considering how loud we're being, they probably already know that we're here, so might as well charge in. Why not at this point?
Yes, perhaps.
Does anyone need should we try to get 10 minutes first, or do you think we don't have time?
You are the one who has had the visions.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of time.
Alright.
Time to end this.
Yeah, be careful.
Or end ourselves. Either way.
Every fight is a struggle between two groups seeking to end the other. Something will end today, but by the grace of the gods it will not be us. Well, my friends, this is it. Yeah, I draw my sword and I start moving forward. I assume we have decided that we're not even attempting to be sneaky at this point.
I don't know if it's metagaming to say that we know it won't work.
The woman that Rain saw, is she in the room?
Which one? So
The
multiple.
vision that she had.
There's
this-
the one that's her mum and the feathered lady.
Well, let's go. It's like tomorrow's Mother's Day. Let's go see my mom.
All right. You hear a voice ring out across this cavern, echoing loudly. Come on ahead, then. Let me see you. This group
I don't.
who has given Marlos Unrael so much trouble.
Okay, I'm zoomed way out, but
But what?
this I'm zoomed way out, but this token that's down on the south part of the stairs, and my thing won't even ping. My thing won't ping it, but
That?
yes, from a zoomed out way far away, looks like the big fat bad girl in the Ariel Disney Under the Sea.
Ursula.
Ursula?
It does look like her.
Thank you.
It does look like Ursula.
It was an important thing to get out of the way.
Sorry. Just saying.
No, I feel a little bit happier.
Like
If I go
Ursula.
cross-eyed, I guess it fits.
I'm
I see it.
zoomed way out.
I see it. I see it.
So as you guys are walking up, you see this, you see a stone ziggurat capped by a huge altar of black granite in the middle of the cavern. At the foot of the altar, or excuse me, on top of the altar lies a bound and gagged figure. You know who it is. Fresh rivulets of blood stain the altar and trickle down the steps of ziggurat. On all sides of the cavern, guttering flames dance atop sluggish pools of oily water, and gusts of wind moan and howl from the fissures high in the cavern walls. Tozen, as you look at the ziggurat, you see your young prior protege, Ren, standing near the altar. He looks different than when you last seen him. Before you saw him, he was wearing soldier's armor and gear. Now he wears black leather armor. His skin the same though, blood red, eyes red as well. However, the last time you saw him, he had full horns. As you look at him now, you see that both of his horns have been removed unevenly, and they're badly scarred. He stands and looks at you, and next to him at the altar you see a tall elven woman, long black hair, and as you watch her, these large wings unfurl from her back and spread out. She holds a spear, a gorgeous spear, in her left hand. Welcome to the Fane of the Eye. And with that, we'll end the session, and we'll pick it up next time.
Ah.
Well,